All right, y'all. We got a free play for y'all today. This is a 5-man, so bigger free play, but I like it, so I'm gonna give it to y'all for free. We already posted our Instagram free play, so if you're not following us over there, go look at that one. That one's just a 2-man, uh, but still, it's free play, so go check that out on Instagram if you haven't already. Let's see the multiple. Oh wait, we just got sleeper discounts. Hmm. Okay. Anyways, um, this slip is 21x for a 5-man, which is pretty nice. Um, and we just got 2 sleeper discounts. So if you want to join sleeper, use code MORRISBROS. They'll give you a deposit match. And then you'll get 2 discounts with it as well, it looks like. And I think they give you a free square if you're a new member or player, whatever you want to call yourself. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into this. I'll start with the NBA section. I'm going Brook Lopez over 11.5 points. He's been shooting like 10 to 12 times per game, which is plenty of shots to hit 12 points. Especially against Memphis, he's hit like I think 3 out of 4 last year against them. I can look actually right now for y'all, but he's been getting 11 shots up, 11, 10, 10, 11, 12 shots up per game. So that's plenty of shots to hit 12 points, especially if you factor in like maybe he gets a couple of free throws. But let me look up Brook Lopez here. All right, so let's see. Points head to head. Yeah, okay, so he hit this both times last year when he played him, and he was shot an average of 14 times. Um, and then his last 5 games. So this year he's averaging 11 shot attempts per game. Didn't hit against Chicago or Philadelphia, but if you look at those games, he shot 27 and 20%, which just isn't like him. And then the following game, he shot 67%, hit this line at 15. And then same with the other day. I think we took him against Boston too. He was at like 10.5 against Boston. I took him, and he had 13. So he's shooting plenty for him to hit this line. I think he's at 12.5 now. Actually, I might have got bumped, but he should be at 11.5 on sleeper still. But if not, you can take him at 12.5. I really still do like that. Actually, I can look for you right now, see if he's still at 11.5 or not. Brook Lopez is all right. Oh yeah, he's still at 11.5 points. You can still get him at 11.5. So that's a solid line for him. I like him here against Memphis. Like I said, he's playing like 34 minutes a game too. So plenty of minutes, plenty of shots. He should be able to hit this line if he makes like 35%, 40% of his shots. And he takes threes, so that's also a good thing to do, or a good thing to have. Sengun, 17.5 points against Dallas. I should have left out. I did leave it up. All right, sweet. I'll just go over to Outlier and show you why I like him. But his line at 17.5 is probably be one of the lower lines that you'll see for him all year. He'll probably stay around 19.5 to 20.5 whenever he plays his full minutes. Because right now, I know that's the main concern with him is him not playing his minutes. Sorry, I was checking on his dog. Freaking drinking heavy. Anyways, head to head last year, he had 31 and 22. Granted, he played 35 minutes in this game, but in this game he only played 25 and still had 22 points. So he doesn't really need too many minutes at this line. He had 19 shot attempts in this game and 12 in this game and still hit this line. Ivy, where are you going? Hang on, I'm gonna pause this real quick. All right, we're back. I had my dog. My dog was wandering about. Oh, there she's going again. I don't know if you can see her right there, but I'm just gonna let her wander for a second. Anyways, yeah, you can see how he's done against Dallas last year. It's pretty good. Especially in 2023, at this line 73%, 71% of away games, and he only played 2 in this scenario, so I don't really want to factor that in, honestly. But I mean, this line's probably the best that we'll see this line for Sengun. Like I said, it'll probably be at 19.5 to 20.5 the rest of the year. So I'm gonna take a shot at here at 17.5, especially against a team that he's been really good against. So I like him here at 17.5. Moving on to college football side of things. Mekhi Hughes over 1.5 touchdowns, rushing touchdowns. Charlotte allows like 5.2 yards per carry. 11. I think they allowed like 11 or 12 rushing touchdowns this season. So him at 1.5 rushing touchdowns, he gets like 30 carries. I'll just show you his game log, man. He gets like 30 carries a game. Um, but especially against a bad run defense in a game where they should be leading, I'm gonna take him here to go over. Hang on, sorry. Like my head's all over the place. I got like a stuffed nose and a cold and shit. If you couldn't tell. All right, here we go. Defense versus position. So I'll show you how Charlotte ranks against running backs. All right, so they've allowed 1,069 rushing yards in 195 attempts, which is well over 5 yards per carry, and they've allowed 11 rushing touchdowns this year in 8 games. So if you look at Mekhi Hughes, he has gotten, look at his game log: 30 carries, 27 carries. He must have been. Were they losing these games? Oh no, they just won by 51 in that game, so he didn't need that many carries. USF, same thing. They were up by 35. So, I like the 2 rushing touchdowns. I do have his yards as well at 130.5, but I like his rushing touchdowns more, just because I think that he'll get a couple goal line touches. So, the carries are there. He should be able to score. So, I like him over 2 rushing touchdowns. All right, and then to round off this slip, I'm going Aaron Rodgers, 1.5 passing touchdowns. Sleeper made his like Halloween costume, I guess. I don't know. It's pretty, whatever. 1.5 passing touchdowns. Devontae Adams receiving yards. Devontae Adams big game, hopefully. I'm pretty sure Houston's been kind of cheeks the last 4 weeks. Let's see. Last 4 weeks, wide receivers, yards. Texans have allowed 554 yards. So they're allowing over 120, 130 yards per game to wide receivers, and they've allowed five touchdowns to wide receivers as well over the 4 games. So, if you look at touchdowns allowed in the last 4 weeks as well to quarterbacks, Texans have allowed 2 passing touchdowns per game based off of average to quarterbacks. So, I like Aaron and I like Devontae Adams to finally break through tonight. Pair that with Brooke and Sengun. And then Mekhi Hughes 1.5 rushing touchdowns against Charlotte. So that is the main free play. I'm going to go over on Prize Picks now and show you all a couple more plays that you can take if you want. But remember, sleeper code MORRISBROS for a deposit match as well. And you get a free square and two discounts. So let me pull up Prize Picks real quick. All right, let's go through Prize Picks. Not that I ever use Prize Picks right now because they have me unlimited, like you probably just saw on the right hand of my screen. So if you look up here, where my dollar amount is, if I try to bet anything over $5, I get this. So I don't really use Prize Picks that much. I'll send Prize Pick slips to my premium, but that's because they can use it, but I just can't. So all the slips I send over there on Prize Picks, I take on other apps, but I know my members like Prize Picks, so I send them Prize Pick slips sometimes. Anyways, other props that you can take today. This was a free play on Instagram, but Giannis over 6 assists was really good too. Let's see. I took Giannis and then I took like Mekhi Hughes rushing yards. They got it at 134. I got it at 130 on chalkboard, but I would stay away from that actually. At 134, I like it at 130. So no point in taking a bump line if you can get it somewhere else for better. NFL wise, let's go through NFL first, and I'll go to NBA. I like Stroud at 224, oddly enough, even though he doesn't have any of his wide receivers. Let me see. I'm about to sneeze. Yeah, I would probably go Tank if I'm going to pair him with anybody, but you could also go like Schultz too. And then maybe take like, All right. Mm, maybe like, or you could take like Rogers Fantasy. I kind of like that. Um, if he throws for 2 passing touchdowns, that would be 8 points, and then if he throws for over 200 yards, I mean, I kind of like his fantasy score. Um, there's no Alan Lazard today either, so I really do like Devontae. So like, you could take this if you wanted to. I expect Jets to actually win this game, so I think the Texans will be throwing, especially because the run defense for the Jets has been better as of recently. So um, I like Stroud, Dell, Schultz, or you could go um, like you take out Schultz and go with like Mixon if you really wanted to. 26.5 is kind of a lot for Mixon, though, I'm not gonna lie. Or ooh, I like this. I like this even better. Mechie. You can go John Mechie. Um, take A-Rod under interception. I think he's going to be better with the football today. Um, longest catch. Don't hate Mike Williams here at 14.5. I just don't know if he'll get the targets. Let's see. 9 targets for Garrett Wilson's a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably take that under. And probably take. You could go like that if you really wanted to. But I would do like some variation of a slip with like these three. Because I do think the Jets will be leading today. So honestly, you could run this. Although 7.5x is crazy. 7.5x is crazy. Like is that what they would give me for? All right, so 7.5x is just ridiculous. But maybe I wouldn't do that honestly. You could take like, hang on, I'm just trying to figure out some shit real quick. All right. Um, I would do, yeah, like I wouldn't do the three because their payout is just not good enough. So I would do like Stroud, Dell, Stroud, Mechie, Stroud, Schultz, and then you could pair it with like another prop or two if you wanted. Um, like I said, I do think they're going to be throwing. So okay. I don't hate Bobby Portis today. As you can see on Prize Picks, Sengun and Brooke already bumped up a point, so that's good to see. I don't hate Laurie, although he's dealing with an injury, so if I was going to take anything for him, it'd be his first half props. So, like, his 16.5 PRA is fine, fantasy's fine, points is fine. Any of these three are good. If you want to take him, I would take his first half because he's dealing with injury. Let's see. I'm curious. Did he go over yesterday? No, he didn't. Okay. Um, Durant versus Clippers. Beal versus Clippers. I don't hate Harrison Barnes today. I didn't take it, but it's not a bad prop if you want to go there. Clay at 14.5 is extremely low. I would take that, considering how much he's shooting the basketball. That's actually a really low line. I would probably take Clay. Um, Edie's PRA isn't bad, especially against the Bucks. Let's look at some fantasy scores. Here, we can do this. This will make it easier. Now tell me. Oh wait, sorry. Props. Fantasy score. head to head. All right, so this makes it easy. Harrison Barnes fantasy. Luka's been weird lately, but you could take his fantasy if you really want to. Brooke Lopez fantasy, Giannis fantasy, Sengun's fantasy is good. I would stay away from Jalen Green. Like I said, Laurie Markkanen's fantasy is good, but I would go first half fantasy rather than full game. Bobby Portis isn't bad at fantasy score. That's probably the main one I would take. So like, you could even go Edie fantasy. I don't hate that because he has block potential. But you could go like Clay, and then take that with like Markkanen first half fantasy score or something like that. Or Giannis fantasy because they need a win, bro. They need a win bad. So Giannis fantasy score tonight looks pretty good. I just wouldn't overexpose yourself to too many Bucks players, but I like Lopez, Portis, and Giannis the best from the Bucks. And then Sengun I don't hate at all either. So you could run like a format like this, and you actually get 10x too, so it's not bad. Or if you want like another correlation pair with these guys, let's see what else we could do. We could do like McCord isn't bad. Hang on, if we're gonna do this, I need to pull this up. Yeah, damn. All right, so Seth Hennigan. Let's see if they have those receivers up. Yeah, so they have Blankenmean and Rock Taylor. So it looks like Rock's the main guy. I know Demir used to be really good last year, but maybe he slowed down his role. So you could rock like this pairing. I really do like Memphis actually. Let me see how the UTSA defense is against the run before we just confirm that. Yeah. So they're really good against the run, can't cover the pass. So I would definitely swing like Memphis with these two if you want. Putting y'all on early with college football, I guess. It's fine. Let's see. You could go McCord and his guys like Pena and company. You could go Dylan Gabriel and Tez Johnson, or Horton, I think his name is. Where's he at? You go either Tez or maybe he's injured, but you go Evan Stewart too. That's fine. Although I think Tez is probably your best guy. I'd probably go Tez against Michigan, or his longest reception's fine too. Either one of those is good. Some other guys you can pair with them. I kind of want to take Cade. You can go like Cade with his receivers if you want. I don't know if I'd pair them with that specifically. You go DJ Lagway for sure against Georgia. They're going to be throwing all game. I would probably take him and his receiver. You could go Taylor Green and Andrew Armstrong. You could go Jackson Dart and Trey Harris if they have Trey Harris. I don't even know if they do. No, they don't. Okay. I don't know. There's a bunch of different variations you can take these two with if you want to go correlation route. My favorite's probably going to be Hennigan and Rock Taylor. So like these would be my favorites. Yeah. So like taking Tank and Stroud with Hennigan and Taylor is probably my favorite route if you want to take something like correlated. As far as the other side, as far as the Jets go, I would stay away from Rodgers' yards and go his passing touchdowns. And then I would either go, you could mix and match Devontae and Garrett, whichever one you prefer, and then come and do the same thing um, with those two guys I mentioned earlier. So like him and his receiver. So that's going to give you the same round. But yeah, you could do something like this too with them. So there's sides for both the Jets and the Texans. So whichever you prefer to do, man. There's a bunch more props that I like for y'all. So hopefully y'all take advantage of those. And I already showed y'all the free play, so y'all have that as well. Let me pull up Winnable. We just made some more. We made some more passes. So this NFL rest of the season pass. This comes with college football too. I didn't label it college football. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, that's the rest of the season pass. NFL monthly pass. You can use code Brown for I think like $105 off for your first month. Yeah, you can use code Brown. That'll make it $70 for the month. That's not bad. And then the weekend passes are still available too. So I'll have all that linked below. So just look in the description. But that's all I got for y'all right now. And I'll see y'all probably tomorrow. Peace.